Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl with another video, with another inspirational video. Guys, before I start anything, I'm gonna say that we are few hours to 2020, and I'm gonna tell you guys a story about 2020. I call it Vision 2020 because of a former teacher from my alma mater. I had a teacher who was telling us that Vision 2020 will soon come. Life will be this, life will be that. Technology, science and technology will advance. Science and technology can do everything. And then I was in a science class. So I was studying biology, chemistry, and physics. And he was telling us that there are so many things we are doing here in practical, like manual. In Vision 2020, everything will be digital. And see what happened. Before even 2020, everything is digital in the computer labs, in the science labs. People who are studying science knows what I'm talking about, but the art student might not know what I'm talking. You know, then we had this argument between the art student and the science student. We tell the art student that you guys talk. Then the science student, we act and you guys see. Means we do practical a lot, more than the theory aspect. But that's not even important right now. I am saying that as we are entering Vision 2020, that all the entire desires we have in our life, may God make us to achieve it in peace and harmony, because that is very important. If you achieve all your desires and you don't have good health, or you are not really happy with that, do you think you have really achieved what you have been praying for? I don't think so. So my dear, wake up. You are not a failure. I am not a failure, and he or she is not a failure. Wake up and say that 2019 has ended, and then I'm going to close the chapter and open a new page. If you are already married and your matrimonial house is not the sweetest as you wished it to be, pray to God today, this night, and say, God, please change my husband's mind towards me. God, change my mind towards my husband. God, make our house sweeter than honey. Make our house sweeter than sugar cane. Make our house sweeter than anything you can think of that is sweet. And God will answer your prayers. You are the power of yourself. You pray and God accepts. You propose and God disposes. You are a teenager and you are yet to marry. Pray to God and say, God, the Almighty, you are the only one I believe in, the only living God. Pray to God to have a good husband. Pray to God to have a God-fearing husband. Pray to God to have a caring, lovable, understandable, faithful husband, not just a husband. You know, sometimes we pray things today and they happen tomorrow. And we don't know that we are the one who have prayed for it. You can pray something for decades and it will happen today. You can pray something just today and it happens that the same day. But most of the time we pray things back and it happens this moment. And we'll be wondering, wow, how comes this was my wish? Yes, it was your wish. God has heard you. God speaks all languages. So whenever you pray to him, whenever you pray and ask him to do anything for you, he can do it sooner or later. So if you are a teenager, you want to get married, pray that. If you are a divorcee and then you want to get married again, pray that the husband that you came from, may it never be the one you will meet again in this 2020 vision. Because all the people with empty fingers, this year they will wear rings. And that's my wisdom. And that's my prayers, and I hope God will do it. You will not just pray for yourself, pray for everybody. It's a moment of prayers to pray and God will accept it. It doesn't matter whether you're a Christian or a Muslim. As long as we follow this calendar, so we can pray to God on this very particular day. Because if you follow the English calendar, it doesn't matter. So prayers are all the same. What is in the Bible is in the Quran. So just pray in your own way. As I said, God speaks all the languages. Another thing I want to say is, if you are trying to tell yourself that you are a failure, my dear, wake up and knock your head and say, I am not a failure, and this Vision 2020, I will achieve all my goals. and the world will hear me. I always tell people, always go for what you want. Don't go because of the society. Don't do because of the society. Go for what you want. All the years that has passed through, this Vision 2020 will be the best, because this Vision 2020, people who are in the prison, they will come out of prison. People who are sick in their hospital bed, they will come out from that hospital, because that's not their best place. People who are locked, they will be unlocked. People who know that people whispered evil things to happen to them, it will never happen to them. Because this particular year is going to be a lot of blessings, a lot of opportunities, a lot of things that will happen in your life and you will never believe it. And this year, if you know that you wish to do something and you want to achieve it, my dear, start it. Because 2020 is not just an ordinary figures. 2020 is not just an ordinary figures. So try to wish good for yourself and your fellow human being, and God will wish you good. But if you try to be so stingy to yourself, you don't want to pray good to other people, you always wish to have the good things, but you don't wish others to have the good things, my dear, you'll be reluctant. And someday you will say, had I known. And it has already passed and gone. So, it's a day to wish yourself good. It's a day to turn a new chapter. It's a day to say that you are not a loser. It's a day to say that I am a winner. It's a day to say that there is a life change. I have another thing to talk about. In this particular day, take a jotter and a pen. Take a jotter and a pen. Some people call it biro, whatever you name it, even a pencil, anything, a chalk, anything, and write what you desire to happen this year. Don't leave anything. Whatever you think of, just jot it down. Even when you lie down today and sleep and dream about something good, write it down. And it will work for you. It's always good to write things, because history will never erase. All the people who write history books, do you think that they just wake up in the morning and write it? No, they have thought about it and put it in writing. So write your desires, write your aims, write what you want to be, write what you think of to be, and wish yourself good and other people. Don't forget that. And it will remain there. Anytime you wake up and see that, if you like, make it as a poster on your wall. Anytime you wake up and see it, you will know that this is your way and you will achieve what you want. Words cannot just be said, because if you say them, they'll just be blown. But history will never die. History will never erase. It's like you have stuck something in your memory, because the memory will never erase unless you have mental ill problem. If not, it will never erase. It will still remain there. Some people are good in writing and some are not good in writing. Like me, I can memorize a lot. Back then we call it cramming. I can cram a book. As long as my eyes are set on that sentence, I can put it here. I have crammed a lot of numbers that I cannot even say here. Anybody I know that is important to my life, I store your number for emergency reason. So try to save things in your memory and write it down. It helps you a lot. Try it if you are not doing it. Test yourself and do it, and you will see the results, what I'm saying. And guys, thank you so much. I wish you guys a happy new year in advance. And what? You know what to do. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. If you have already subscribed, I'm saying thank you so much for being here with me. This year, February 14th was when I started my channel, and this is December 31st. We are ending it, turning a new page. So more things, new things on the way. Stay tuned. Don't go away. Share the video. Give a comment if you have any comment. And then give it a like. Yeah, that's a thumbs up. And see you guys in another inspirational video. Love you guys. Mwah.